Hello and welcome. This tutorial is a Blackboard Basics. My name is Katie Morris and I am one of the faculty with the Social Work Department. Today I'm actually going to spend a few minutes just kind of going over Blackboard and a couple of the key features. Okay, when you're in your My UMBC account, you can access Blackboard from the Blackboard tab up here. This is kind of previous classes and you can get into them, but since we're in spring, I'm going to click on the Blackboard and pull up the courses. A few things I just want to point out on this page that's extremely helpful is the Blackboard Help tab. There's a lot of useful information. I think there's often common questions from both faculty and students, and so Karen and Anna have done an excellent job kind of including some of those questions and how to address them here. I'll go back to my Blackboard and open my course. There's not any content in here. I haven't actually uploaded much into my class yet, so this is a really empty shell, but a good place to kind of start to show you a few things. One thing I'll start with, because this is a common question, is how do I make my course available? Under customization, down here under course management, customization, and properties. And clicking on yes, make this course available, leave the rest of it as it is. It's set in the default, and hit submit. I didn't actually make the course available because there's nothing in here, but you can see up here this is kind of a note to you that the course is not available to students. One of the other features I like in Blackboard here is this edit is on, off. Right now it's in the edit mode, so I as the instructor can make edits to it. Sometimes I like to see what students are able to see, especially if I'm using like the adaptive release program. And so by clicking off, this is kind of what the students would see kind of from their version, minus kind of the course management stuff. But just so you know, that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, a few things to go over here. These tabs you can really design and make to work as fit for you and your course. You can certainly add content areas. Say you wanted to add another tab that said lectures. You can add that. You can certainly reorder these, clicking the down arrows, changing the order of them, things like that. So if I wanted the context to be lower down and the syllabus to be kind of the first, you can reorder them here. The other thing is to just kind of take a note. These drop-down arrow right next to the announcements allows you to kind of rename the link, hide the link, or delete the link. So just some good features that you can, again, kind of make this Blackboard course kind of your own that way. We'll start off with looking at a couple of things. I'm going to go to how to add content area. Oh, but first I'll start, since we're on the announcements page, this create an announcement. Just by clicking in here, similar to kind of writing a message or email, you've got to include the subject and the content or message that you want to include. I really like this feature, kind of the select dates that you want it posted. You know, if I have an assignment due and I post an announcement about it, I only want it up there for a certain amount of time. Otherwise, your announcement page can be pages long. Another feature I like too is that you can send a copy of the announcement to students just by clicking submit. All right, let's get in here. And so we'll get to the kind of adding the content piece. Let's go to the syllabus. Clicking on the syllabus tab. And if you're wanting to add a syllabus, if you're wanting to add a PDF file or a Word file or a link, whatever you're wanting to add here. So you can click on item if you're just wanting to kind of post your syllabus here. So kind of, you might want to leave a message for them. Please be sure to print or arrive to class, browse your computer. I'm kind of just picking random information, whatever's here, and click submit. In order for the student to access it, they just need to click on the document here. The other thing you can do, which is another feature that I like, is you can add an image. You can also add a web link. So say part of what they're reading is that they need to go to UMBC social work page. So I just copied the link, put it in here, and telling the students that I want them, permit them to view it. Oh, this is another nice feature I should have noted too. You can allow them to view it. You can allow them open the windows. You can have specific dates when they can view it. Maybe you're only making it available for a month, and then you can click submit. One of the things I like about this is that you can, what they would do is just click on the link, and it would pull up the social work web page, and it's right there. Okay, so again, that's kind of adding content, both kind of PDF files, maybe readings, web links, videos, whatnot. The other thing that you can do is, and I'm not sure that you want to put it under syllabus, maybe you have it under course documents, maybe one of the things, or assignments, I'm sorry. Maybe one of the things is that you have them do an assignment for you. I've taught both online, I teach both online, hybrid, and face-to-face. So it kind of depends on the class I'm teaching as to how I have them submit assignments. Obviously in my online classes, they submit all their work online. So you can actually create a test or a survey, and you can also create a space for them to submit an assignment. So let's look at kind of what a test would look like. By clicking on test, you can create questions, sample test. I'm going to kind of do this a little more quickly so I'm not spending time kind of writing in the description or the instructions of the test. What's nice is you can create questions, multiple choice, multiple answer, fill in the blank. If you're picking things that are like multiple choice, multiple answer, true, false, Blackboard can grade them themselves and kind of generate a grade for you. If not, then if it's more essay or fill in the blank, then you have to do it. You have to do the grading. So say this is kind of your test. Yes, maybe, I don't know. You just click what the correct answer is and hit submit. You can also kind of give them feedback. Yes, this is correct. No, reread the syllabus to find the answer. Oops. It's probably wanting a value of how many points. Sorry. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh. Pardon my misspelling, typing issues. So this is question 1. The correct answer is yes. So you can generate these questions. You can certainly change the point value. Maybe you come up with 10 questions or whatnot and kind of click OK. And it creates this kind of sample test. And at any point you can post this here in your Blackboard or anywhere else. I often open up the test in a new window. I might want to make the link available right now. You certainly could make the test available for the first month of class or the first week of class. You could put in the due date when you expect this to be submitted by. What kind of feedback you want. Do you want them just to get the score or the answers or the feedback and the answers? Another nice feature too is you can have the questions one at a time. You can prohibit backtracking. You can randomize the questions all at once, kind of has all 20 questions maybe at one time. The randomizing questions are one at a time. I know some faculty members have opted for those 2 features so that students, if they're kind of working together and shouldn't be, they're slightly randomized. Eventually, I think they probably figure it out, but kind of can prevent the misconduct. So that's kind of what your sample test is going to look like. You can get in here and you can see what it would look like from a student perspective, and you would just need to kind of click and save and submit. So, and they get a report kind of that they submitted. So that's what a test looks like. The other feature that I definitely use a lot is this assignment tab. And this allows them to submit a paper, perhaps, or an Excel spreadsheet, or whatever it is. So we'll label it. You might want to include some directions. Maybe it's worth 25 points. Adding a rubric is really cool. I just started using that feature. That's probably beyond basics, so we'll have to talk about that in a future lecture. Putting in the due date. A nice feature too is that are the students working individually or within groups? And you can check either one of those, because if it's group work, then just one person needs to submit it. A lot less grading on your behalf in terms of giving feedback. What's nice is it gives everybody kind of the same feedback within the group, and hit submit. So this is kind of cool. This is what it would look like for them. They would click on final paper to submit it. And here this little box comes up. Sometimes my students will tell me, oh, here's my paper, you know, I worked really hard on it or whatever, and their name. And then they just browse their computer and attach whatever file it is and hit submit. Okay. Now what's nice is a couple of things. I'm going to show you where those kind of go. Actually right now, because I think I hit on all this. So let's go to the grade book. Okay, under the course management, under the control panel, this is your grade center. And you can see kind of the full grade center here. So you can see I created a sample test and a final paper. Under quick column information, so far the students' points possible are, looks like, kind of worth 35 points. The paper is worth 25 and the sample test was worth 10. If they had taken the sample test, their scores would be kind of self-generated right here in this column. If they've have a final paper, then what would happen is if they submitted the paper, an exclamation point would be noted in here that they submitted it. And all I would need to do is click the down arrow and view grades. And I would be able to see kind of who submitted what and what it looks like. What's nice too is with this, you can kind of click through. Maybe you look at each, you want to look at them individually, kind of click through and say that nobody's submitted any work yet because the class isn't obviously live. So you can't really see what's in it. But just by clicking on the exclamation point or the grade itself, you can adjust the grade. I noted that the Blackboard self-grades the test if they're kind of multiple choice or whatnot, but you can alter that grade. You know, say you had a question that was invalid. You can go ahead in and alter that and give everybody an extra 2 points or 10 points or whatever because it was a non-valid question. Just so you know, students are automatically enrolled in your grade book once they enroll in your class. It takes almost 24 hours for them to enroll to be enrolled in Blackboard once they've enrolled in the class. So there is a little bit of a lag time, just so you know. I guess one other thing I was going to go over, and I'm sorry I'm taking you back to the announcements tab. But one other thing that I've used is under the assessments is the Safe Assign. And this feature allows them to turn in you can do due dates too. It allows them to turn in their paper to the Safe Assign database, which is kind of a pool for, how do we do this? Looking at paper plagiarism. So students can submit their paper, and anywhere that their work is cited, pulled from the internet or from scholarly sources or wherever, if it's found to match, that will be highlighted. Obviously, if the student cited it properly, then you make the call as to whether or not kind of it's plagiarism, but it does generate reports that way, and some faculty members use that. And you can access them the same way you would as in the grade book and looking at the exclamation point for that, for the user, for the student. One of the other things I'll kind of just go over, which you can use too, is the discussion boards. You can create forums in here for students to be able to work. Clicking on Create a Forum, and so please introduce yourself. So maybe you want everybody in the class to kind of introduce themselves. Again, you might have it date restricted, you might not. Allow anonymous posts. I kind of just leave this as default unless there's something specific you wanted to do, grading or whatnot. So click Submit, and this creates a forum. I'm just going to create another one just so that you can kind of see what it would look like, kind of a second one. So here might be your forums. You might have questions regarding the readings or questions regarding their assignment. And the way they post to it is typically I believe students are not able to create a forum. I could be wrong on that. I think only as a faculty member you can create the forum. But once you have the forums in here, they can post to them. So clicking on Introduce Yourself opens up the forum, and then you create a thread. Right up top, create a thread, and my name is, and da, 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 da. So submit. So one of the nice features is you can also reply, so students can read each other's and click reply and reply to postings. All right. So these are kind of nice features. Once you kind of get back in there, you can see, you know, here's the one thread. By clicking in it, here's the second thread. Here's the response to the thread. Just so you can kind of see, I'll create actually another thread so you see kind of what the setup kind of looks like in terms of threads. So what I usually do is once they've all posted, you kind of get in there and I do kind of read them as I go along, and then you can click this top arrow up here to read the next post and the next post and the next post. So those are a couple of the basic features in Blackboard. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and we can look at doing additional tutorials, but again, this is kind of more the basics. Again, just to repeat this, students that are enrolled in your course are automatically enrolled in your Blackboard course within 24 hours of enrolling in the course. So there may be a little bit of lag time, and then they will have access to Blackboard. You might note that if a student withdraws from your class, they have a little circle with a hash mark next to their name, and that means they withdrew from your course, but they may still be in your Blackboard course. One other thing I did forget to say is under the Tools tab, another feature that I kind of do use is this send email. You never know when you're going to get a winter blizzard or a power outage or whatnot. So this is a nice way to kind of send an email to all your users, perhaps if you have a TA, or select users, or all the student users. So it basically generates an email. So I could click all student users and type a message, you know, class is canceled. Please do the readings by, you know, January 18th. Thank you. And hit submit, and it generates an email out to all the students. All right, that wraps out this tutorial. Thanks again for your time, and have a good day.